There are a lot of misconceptions about cowboys. One of the most popular is that all the gear they use is just for show. Let's see if Mick can dispel any of these myths.
Everything that's here has a main use. Do you want me to go through some of the stuff with you?
Yeah, sure.
Right. If you haven't got your bandana, you're in a sandstorm in Arizona, you got to have this up here. You got to get your hat down here, or your eyes are going to be cut out and you're going to lose your breath. The reason for the spur is so that it's the slightest touch. It's just an extension of your heel. Yeah. The very minute this rolls on the horse like so, that's how the spur works. It doesn't work like this. This is not how you use a spur. If you haven't got a knife, you can't skin that rabbit you shot. You can't cut down some sticks to make up your fire, to trim up browse to make them really, really thin so that they'll burn up quick. And that's what the likes of these are for. The holster and the gun. What these are actually used for was for shooting snakes. It's not for shooting each other. But again, very, very important for just ordinary everyday cattle work. The reason why a Western rider wore chaps was to stop the thorns and the bushes and the undergrowth from cutting into their boots and their jeans. Because this was so much tougher, and it was also left loose on your leg so that it would take movement. Like if this was skin tight, again it would burst very easily going through heavy brush. But if it's left loose on your leg, then the brush will bend, it'll bend with it and break it. Sharp thorns and stuff like that. In the Arizona desert, you can get thorns 5 or 6 inches long, and they're like steel bars. They're that sharp on the cactuses and stuff like that. You brush off one of them, you get an infection in your leg, you're gone. Slicker, again, has a two-way system to close up. The shoulder flap here, people think this is decoration. A lot of them used to have frills on them. The reason why the frills acted like a gutter. The rain ran down and dripped off the ends of the frills, so it didn't run into the material, run down your back and into your pelvis. The hat is designed so that the water runs backwards off the back of the flap, down onto the back of your jacket, and down, dripping off the frills or the fringes or the extra sleeve you have on your jacket. You want to get a drink of water out of a pond, you can drink it here, you can give it to your horse if she can't reach down. So many uses that these things would have that everything's practical. It's not a fashion statement, they're just being made fashionable today. And the boots, again, they look like they're fancy, they might have a pointy toe. The pointy toe was easy to slip in and out of a stirrup. So when you were galloping along there and you lost your stirrup, you could easily get your toe back into it. If you had a great big wide front bow, you wouldn't get your foot into it. The heel on the back of them is so your foot doesn't slip all the way through the stirrup. And a lot of people get confused about how cowboys used to sleep. People think that the saddle goes like this. You see them in the movies, like so. And that's not the case at all. What you do is you turn your saddle upside down and the horn into the back, so elevate your head. Shove your stirrups in to stop it rolling, so that it's solid. The pad for the horse's back protects your back when you're asleep, and then the saddle blanket is the only blanket you'll have to cover yourself with around the fire. In reality, it's the only way you could sleep. You know, this sat on you here, and you were away with the fairies for the night, as they say. Every single thing that I'm after showing you is practical. And there's another 1,000 uses for this stuff. I could talk about this stuff for another 2 hours, about the practical uses of any problem that you might come across and how this equipment can help you, because you're carrying every single thing that you need.